Hello students, welcome to History and Civics class. In today's video, I will explain in History first chapter. This is the first war of independence 1857. Before starting this before explaining this chapter, I want to say something. This chapter is very important chapter, and also this chapter is very scoring chapter. Before starting this chapter, we back to 100 years. So, this first war independence happened in 1857. So, back to 100 years means 1757, isn't it? So, in 1757, another important battle happened. That was the Battle of Plassey. And in this battle, British captured properly India. And from this time, British captured major part of India. And on that time, East India Company also captured India, captured India's major part. So, from 1757, from this year, British was starting to capture in India. So, from 1757 to 1857, 100 years, and we got our freedom 1947. So 1857 to 1947, approx 1000 years. So that means 2 years British stayed in India. Okay. So this chapter, what is the main learning which we learn in this chapter? First World War of Independence 1857. That means in 1857, why First World War happened? Which causes behind the First War of Independence 1857? What were the causes? There are mainly 4 causes. So how we keep in our memory these 4 causes? For your help, I am giving here a short name, that is PREM. Very interesting, isn't it? PREM. So P for political causes, R for religious and social causes, E for economic causes, and N for military causes. These 4 causes were there. For this, the First War of Independence 1857 happened. So consequences of the First War of Independence. So in this video, I only explain the first cause, that is political cause. So already I said that British rule in India from 1757 to 1857 and marked by their rapid expansion. That means on from there British totally British totally captured the major part of India. The effects of those the effects of those expansionist policies, economic exploitation, etc., and badly affected all segments of Indian society, and it took the form of revolt that shook the foundation of British rule in India. But indirectly, already I said that in these 100 years, means 1757 to 1857, this expansion, this rapid expansion by British government, our India affected Indian society and also took different revolt and also shook the foundation of the British rule in India. And this revolt is also termed as Sepoy community by British historians, while the historians named it at the revolt of 1857. On that time, there happened a mutiny, Sepoy mutiny termed the revolt. Revolt means the battle. So, by the British historians, while the historians named it as the revolt of 1857 of the First War of Independence. Then, political causes. First cause, that is policy of expansion. What is the policy of expansion of political causes? Also, you can say in this point, expansion of British domination. In your book that is given, you also can say this one. So, political causes means policy of expansion. In short, I have written here, policy of expansion. Okay. So, what happened on there? After the Battle of Plassey, British power increased rapidly in India. Already I said, after the Battle of Plassey, means after 1757. Then the British tried to expand their political power because their main aim was to capture India fully. So absolutely they tried, that's why, to expand their political powers in India. How? By 4 ways. What were they? They were by outright works, by system of subsidiary alliances, then by adopting doctrine of lapse, and on the pretext of alleged misrule. So these were the main reason, and these were the main political these were the main ways. By these ways, British tried to expand their political power in India. In your book, there is given a vast explanation, but I am saying only the gist of these points. So, by outright words, how British tried to expand? British wait many years in India almost approx 200 years to expand their territorial powers, like Battle of Plassey, Battle of Boxer. So on that time, look at here, 5 battles happened by outright wars. So many years British stayed here. So to expand their territorial powers, different type of wars happened. These were the Battle of Plassey when it happened, 1757. The Battle of Buxar when it happened, 1764. Then Anglo-Mysore Wars when happened, 1767 to 1799. Then Anglo-Maratha Wars when happened, 1775 to 1818. Then Anglo-Sikh Wars happened 1845 to 1849. In book these all given, but just only highlighted when the battle happened. Okay. Then by subsidiary alliances. What is subsidiary alliances, and how with these? How by these British tried to capture? Lord Wellesley, who introduced this system, subsidiary alliances. What was this system? In this system, Indian states were brought under the British control without annexing them. Under this system, Indian rulers agreed to what? Means there do not be happened any battle annexing any there do not happen any battle. So under this system, Indian rulers agreed to some condition. What were these? Accepted the British as supreme power. British is the all in all. They means Indian rulers have to agree this. Surrendered their foreign relations to EIC and agreed that they do not enter into any alliance or war. So they have to surrender in foreign relation, but foreign relation means from foreign they can collect goods, but Indian goods do not, they cannot send them to foreign. Okay. Then accepted British resident at their HQ means headquarter. British resident will be their headquarter. That means British already can capture easily if British resident is headquarter, and don't employ any European without consulting the company. So any European without any consulting, they cannot employ anyone. Indian cannot employ anyone without consulting any European employee. That means already we are Indian already in their hand. Then maintain British troops at own cost. So all these are under British, but cost will pay, these all British troops cost will pay who? Indian. How this? Just think it. Virtually lost their independence. So absolutely virtually Indian lost their independence if Indians agreed this, and if not, if they have to agree this, because they don't have any they didn't have any option. By using the doctrine of lapse. What was doctrine of lapse? So doctrine of lapse, who the Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General of India who annexed many Indian states using doctrine of lapse. So what is that? According to these hires, adopted without consent of the company, could inherit only the private property of the decreased rule, and his territory would come under the company's rule. What will be happened according to the doctrine of lapse? And look at listen, doctrine of lapse. Under this doctrine of lapse, this point is very important point. Doctrine of lapse, there if so on that time king will be sit the throne according to, if for example if your father is king, so if you were a boy, so you have to be the succession. If your father and mother do not have any son or daughter, any son not daughter, if any son, so you cannot take, you cannot give this to, you cannot give this, not your father cannot give the full property to you, and also if you are a girl, so you cannot receive, and you cannot be a king, you cannot be rule in this kingdom. So what will be the condition of this kingdom? The kingdom will be totally passed to British. So like this, British take the property of Indian rulers. And this principle also applied to take away the titles and pensions of the rulers of some states. They also have taken this. Some of the example of the principle was in 1853 the ruler of Jhansi died without natural hire. Her widow Rani was retired and their adopted son Anand Rao wasn't recognized as the successor of throne. And similarly, states of Satara, Nagpur, Udaipur, etc., they had also same problem. And regal title of the Nawab Carnatic and Tanjore were taken away. Okay, for knowing the next points of the political causes, watch next video.